morning, so I'm back with another entry to my music library alphabet, and this is the letter C. So to start off, you have Cabaret Voltaire. They're a post-punk industrial band found in the mid-70s in Sheffield, England. They were kind of the early blueprint for most industrial bands to follow. They have a unique sound, and I only know a handful of stuff, but you can kind of see how the rest of industrial came from them. Next one is Cake, which is an alternative rock band from Sacramento. I think founded in the mid-90s, and they have kind of a dry humor in all their songs I appreciate. I know them occasionally. They show up on Shuffle, and I'm like, cool, they have a fun sound. But ultimately don't care. The next one is Calabrese. They are a horror punk, goth rock, or just hard rock band from Phoenix, Arizona. They're really, really nice guys, and they are brothers, and Calabrese is actually their last name. I met them at DragonCon several years ago and then ended up seeing them playing live a couple of years ago, and I was really amused that they recognized me immediately, even though it had been 2.5 years since I'd seen them. I thought that was really funny, but they have a good show as well. Next one is the Casualties. I saw them a few months ago. I really do like hardcore sometimes when I'm in the mood for it, and this was a really fun show. I tried getting signatures from everybody in the band, including their newer singer. He's younger than the rest of them. They were founded in New York City in the early 90s. They're a street punk band. The more recent singer, whose name escapes me because I'm horrible at names, he was really nice and was helping me collect signatures for my record. It was very nice of him. The next one is the Casket Girls. They are an indie alternative rock pop band from Savannah, Georgia, and they're produced through Greyface Records, which is the record store that I get all my best stuff from in Savannah. They have a really cool sound. I only have one of their albums, but I like them immensely. Another one is Catholic Spit. They are a death rock band from Southern California. I don't know a ton about them, and it's kind of hard to get a hold of their music, but they have a really good sound, especially if you like death rock music. Next one is Cheap Trick, which is a rock band from the 70s out of Illinois. I only know 2 of their songs, which are probably the same 2 songs everybody knows, which are Surrender and I Want You to Want Me, and this was $1, so I figured it was worth that price. The next one, who I saw live in Denver a couple of years ago, is Chelsea Wolfe. I kind of wish I got in Carry On Flowers instead of this one, but she has a really cool kind of gothic rock, trance, witch house, something or other kind of sound, very dark and moody, very good background music. I don't binge listen to her, but she definitely has a really nice sound that I enjoy immensely. The next one is the Chemical Brothers. They're an electronica duo out of Manchester, formed in the early 90s. I'm mostly familiar with them because they did the soundtrack for the film Hannah. They definitely have a cool background noise. The next one is Christ vs. Warhol. They are a death rock band out of LA, founded in 2009. They are friends of friends. I haven't seen them perform and don't know a whole lot about them, but apparently friends of mine are friends with them, which I thought was really funny. The next one is Christian Death, which is a odd one because I like them, but I don't love them. And this is the album of theirs that I will listen to the most. I've seen them perform a couple of times with Valor as their singer, since obviously Roz Williams was not able to do it since he killed himself in 1999. But they're a foundation of the gothic subgenre and a lot of the gothic aesthetics, so I have to appreciate them, even if I don't love them. They're not bad, they're just not my favorite. The next one is The Church, who I do love. They are based out of Sydney, Australia. They were founded in 1980, and they are part of the kind of psychedelic rock and new wave movement. Everybody has heard the song Under the Milky Way at the very least. I also love the song Reptile a lot. Next one from Scotland is Chvrches. They are a synth pop band founded in 2011. This is the only album of theirs I know, which is The Bones of What You Believe. They have a very catchy sound. They're good and dancey and everything. Next one is Cinema Bazaar, a glam rock band out of Berlin. They were only active from 2007 to 2010. They're kind of fun too. Another one out of Los Angeles, founded in the early 90s, is death rock band Cinema Strange. They're kind of a fun one. They're kind of weird, and I can't tell if I like them or not. I keep debating. Next one is Clan of Xymox. They were founded in 1981. They're Dutch, and they're a goth rock band. I really like them as well. They're more recent to this list. Next one is The Clash, punk band out of London in the mid-70s. They're one of those English punk bands that I've always just been kind of okay with and never obsessed over like a lot of people I know, but they're definitely good. Another one, the Clockwork Quartet, is a steampunk band. They don't have a ton of music. I don't know a ton about them, but all their music is available for free download on their website, which is cool. Another one, the Cocteau twins. They're Scottish, only active from 1979 to 1997. A gothic rock dream pop band. They have like a weird ethereal sound to them. It's kind of crazy. Another one is Coheed and Cambria, which I've always had mixed feelings on. Don't know them very well. Heard really good things and obsessive things about them before, and I mostly just know the song Welcome Home because it was featured in the trailer for 9. Next one is Cold Cave, which is a dark wave synth pop revival band founded by a guy in LA. It sounds a lot like early Joy Division mixed with some other synthy bands from the 80s. They're kind of a cool sound. I saw them a couple of months ago. Really good show. Collide, founded in LA, is a synth pop industrial duo from 1992 onward. I haven't seen them live, but I do like their sound. They have a cool voice. Another one, and this is one I've always been more casual on, despite the fact that they're friends of friends. I'm hit or miss on them, is Combichrist, founded in 2003 in Atlanta. I believe he's now based out of New York. They're an agrotech industrial band. Mixed feelings. Like the remix is better than the original music. Another one who I adore and has gotten together, broken up multiple times. Janetta Apollonado is great, is Concrete Blonde. They're an alternative rock band founded in LA in 1982, and then they broke up in 1995. But Bloodletting is one of my favorite albums of all time. Another one, which is interesting, out of France, even though they are mostly in English, is Corpus Delicti. They are a gothic rock band from the early 90s. They ended up changing into a slightly different band I want to say in the early 2000s, just called Corpus instead of Corpus Delicti. Another interesting goth band. Next one, not goth at all, is the Counting Crows, which is a little bit of a guilty pleasure, but I'm not really that ashamed. I've just always sort of liked them since childhood. I think I was introduced to them through Shrek or something. But they are just a kind of alternative rock band out of Berkeley, California. It's founded in the early 90s. Next one is Covenant. They're an electronic industrial band founded in the mid-80s out of Sweden. Did I say Covenant? Okay. And then the next is Cramps, which was founded in 1976, and they broke up in 2009 after their lead singer Lux Interior's death, which I'm still sad about. But they are original garage punk out of Sacramento. Very crazy. They kind of have a little bit of that horror kid aesthetic, and they are one of the most true rock and roll bands out there. These are admittedly the only albums of theirs I have, but they are a great band that everyone should listen to way more. Next one is the Cranberries, founded in 1989. They had their singer replaced by Dolores O'Riordan, who recently died. They're Irish, and they're kind of an alternative rock band. Admittedly, I only know like 3 songs, which is the same 3 songs everyone knows, which would be Zombie, Linger, and Dreams. But still, very interesting, mostly political Irish rock band. Another great one is Creature, who I sadly have not gotten the chance to see, and I adore them and want more people to listen to. It's a electronic gothic rock duo out of Southern California that was founded in 2005 and mostly consists of things relating to horror movies. They're very, very fun, and I love them to death. Next one is The Creatures, which is a side project of Susie and the Banshees between Susie and Budgie. This is the only thing I have, and this was like a $2 single or something. But they ended up producing sporadically while the Banshees were still active, and then became a more solid project once the Banshees was disbanded. Next one is the Creepshow. They are out of Ontario. They are a psychobilly band founded in 2005. I saw them with their most recent singer a few months ago, and they're a hell of a lot of fun. I love psychobilly in general, but they're one of my favorites. Next one is Crosses, which is a side project of the guy from Deftones. Kind of dark wave style stuff, founded in LA in 2011. I haven't listened to a ton of their stuff, but they're entertaining. The Cruxshadows, which was founded in Tallahassee, Florida in 1992, is a classic dark wave band with a big international cult following. I like their music okay, and having met them, I have mixed feelings because I have my opinions about Rogue that are not entirely favorable considering how I saw him act when I saw him at Dragon Con. But I know several people that have been in the band previously, and they do have a really cool sound and a cool following. Next one is Crystal Castles, which is a casual listen, which is a Toronto-based electronic band from 2006. I support Alice Glass more than whatever his name is, but interesting electronic project. The next one, and the only album of theirs I have, The Cult, which was formerly the Southern Death Cult, and then the Death Cult, and then finally The Cult. Founded in 1983, it was a UK rock band, which then went on to do hard rock and kind of was known more for a more mainstream audience going into the mid-90s. I like their post-punk gothic rock stuff from the early 80s better because, of course I do. Next one, and an absolute classic for those who like 80s music, you can't really ignore it, even if it is a little cheesy, which is Culture Club. Thank you, Boy George, on your beautiful face. You can find these records at almost any record store on the dollar bin across the country. It's impressive. But they were one of the most influential new wave bands in the 80s. Next is The Cure, who I adore to death, and when I saw them live, I nearly cried. Founded in a small town outside of London in 1976. They are like a rock, alternative rock, gothic rock, post-punk, new wave. I don't even know what genre they are. Anyway, they're amazing. I adore them to death. And love them even more after reading Lowell Tolhurst's book, The Cured. That was a lot of fun. Next one, who I also have a big soft spot for, and she's just so unique, is Cyndi Lauper. I love this album to death, unabashedly. And, I mean, she did Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Time After Time. I mean, come on, she's amazing. That, and she's a big supporter of LQBT stuff, and so she's great. But anyway, that's letter C. I will list all of these bands in the description, so hopefully you can either say whether or not you like them or check them out. Till next time, Darklings.